Forget sleek and fast, the Su-57 showed the world what airborne dominance really looks like. The Zhuhai Airshow is the crown jewel of Asian aviation. Every 2 years, the world gathers to witness the latest in aerial technology and power. Fighter jets, bombers, drones, and futuristic aircraft that redefine what's possible. But this year, it wasn't the futuristic drones or China's own stealth fighters that stole the spotlight. It was the Russian Su-57, a machine that looked more like a predator than a plane. When it rolled onto the runway, you could feel the anticipation. Its sharp edges, radar-absorbing paint, and menacing silhouette drew every eye. The crowd fell silent. Then, with a roar that seemed to shake the ground itself, the engines fired up. The twin afterburners blazed like twin suns, and the jet shot into the sky with a vertical climb so steep it almost looked unreal. At that moment, everyone knew this wasn't going to be an ordinary flight demonstration. To appreciate what happened next, you need to understand what the Cobra maneuver actually is. It's not a trick or a gimmick, it's a move that pushes the boundaries of physics. The jet suddenly pitches its nose upward, almost standing still in mid-air before gracefully leveling off again. For a few breathtaking seconds, it looks like the aircraft has paused time itself. Most jets would stall, spin, or break apart attempting it, but the Su-57 performed it like a ballet. The nose rose sharply, the engines thundered, and vapor trails rippled around the fuselage. For a heartbeat, the jet was frozen in the air, nose pointed to the heavens, defying gravity, defying expectation, defying everything we know about flight. Then, in a seamless motion, it glided forward as if nothing extraordinary had just happened. The crowd lost it. Shouts, applause, and gasps filled the stands. Even veteran pilots who've seen it all were shaking their heads in disbelief. The Cobra was more than a performance. It was proof that Russia's fighter wasn't just powerful, it was alive in the air. The Su-57 isn't just another jet, it's Russia's crown jewel, the ultimate 5th-generation stealth fighter designed to rival America's F-22 Raptor and China's J-20. It combines stealth, speed, agility, and deadly precision into one sleek frame. Its angular design and radar-absorbing materials make it difficult to detect, while its aerodynamic body gives it the ability to twist, turn, and roll in ways most jets can't even attempt. It's built to supercruise, meaning it can fly faster than the speed of sound without relying on afterburners. That's a rare and valuable capability, allowing the jet to move swiftly without giving away its position. Inside, it's loaded with next-level technology, radar systems that can track multiple targets at once, electronic warfare equipment that can jam or deceive enemy systems, and AI-assisted controls that help pilots pull off maneuvers once thought impossible. But beyond all the tech talk, what really sets the Su-57 apart is its raw physical control, that almost supernatural agility that makes moves like the Cobra look effortless. Air shows like Zhuhai aren't just about entertaining crowds. They're about sending messages. Every roll, every climb, every maneuver says something about power, innovation, and intent. And when Russia's Su-57 took to the skies in China, it wasn't simply to impress spectators, it was to demonstrate dominance. In a way, it was symbolic. China has its own stealth fighter, the J-20, a sleek, futuristic jet that represents Beijing's growing strength in the sky. Yet when the Su-57 performed, comparisons were inevitable. The Russian aircraft was fluid, almost artistic in motion. Where the J-20 seemed methodical and precise, the Su-57 seemed wild, alive, unpredictable. The Su-57 showed the world that even in an era of digital warfare and stealth technology, agility and pilot skill still reign supreme. extreme. What many in the crowd didn't realize is that each move the Su-57 performed was carefully chosen. The Cobra, the tail slide, the tight turns, none of it was random. These aren't just airshow tricks, they're real-world tactics. In combat, a sudden pitch like the Cobra can throw off an enemy's missile lock or force a pursuing fighter to overshoot, giving the Su-57 the upper hand in a dogfight. The ability to rapidly change direction, lose speed, and regain control within seconds is a survival skill and a lethal advantage. After the Cobra, the pilot continued with a flawless tail slide, pulling the jet vertically upward before letting it slide backward in controlled descent. The crowd watched in awe as the Su-57 seemed to dance with gravity itself. Then came a sharp turn, a high alpha maneuver that swung the aircraft almost 180 degrees mid-air, flipping it to face its imaginary opponent in a heartbeat. As the Su-57 roared through its sequence, the crowd couldn't contain itself. People stood up from their seats, phones shaking as they tried to record the moment. Some laughed in disbelief, others simply stared. It's not every day you see a 25-ton fighter jet move like a feather. For the aviation enthusiasts and military analysts present, the performance wasn't just thrilling, it was educational. They knew what they were seeing: extreme flight control, thrust vectoring precision, and a demonstration of real combat capability. To the casual observer, it was a thrilling show, but to those who understood the physics, it was a masterclass. The Su-57 had proven that it wasn't just a stealthy hunter, it was a nimble predator capable of fighting and winning up close. Every move the Su-57 made that day carried meaning. Russia wasn't only showcasing a jet, it was showcasing its resilience, its innovation, and its influence. Performing at China's biggest airshow was no coincidence. It was a gesture of partnership, and perhaps a signal to the rest of the world that Moscow and Beijing share more than just economic interests. In the audience were not only fans and reporters, but also military delegates from dozens of countries. They saw what the Su-57 could do, and many of them took notes. Some nations already interested in buying Russian aircraft like India or Vietnam likely saw the demonstration as confirmation of Russia's enduring prowess in aerospace engineering. But beyond marketing, it was a political performance. The Su-57's thunderous flight over Chinese soil whispered a powerful message. Russia remains a leader in aerial combat design, and it's not fading into the background anytime soon. When compared to its western and eastern rivals, the Su-57 holds its own remarkably well. America's F-22 Raptor may still dominate in stealth and long-range sensor fusion, but the Su-57's extreme agility gives it an undeniable edge in close combat. While the F-35 Lightning II focuses on versatility and digital warfare, it can't quite match the physical aerobatics of the Russian fighter. Then there's the J-20, China's stealth pride. It's a powerful interceptor designed for speed and long-range engagements, but it lacks the wild flexibility of the Su-57. Watching both jets perform at the same event, the differences were clear. The J-20 was a scalpel, precise, silent, methodical. The Su-57 was a sword, fast, fluid, and fierce. It's a philosophical difference in design. Where others build jets to dominate from a distance, Russia builds jets to own the sky up close. The Su-57's extraordinary movements aren't just the result of a skilled pilot. They're the product of genius engineering. Its engines, the AL-41F1 series, are built with thrust vectoring nozzles that can tilt and swivel, giving the pilot control far beyond traditional flight surfaces. That's how the jet can perform the Cobra and other post-stall maneuvers. When a plane pitches its nose straight up, it loses normal airflow over the wings. Most aircraft would stall instantly, but the Su-57's engines literally push it through the air, redirecting thrust to stabilize and maneuver. It's flying by raw force and precision control, guided by onboard computers making thousands of micro adjustments per second. This delicate balance between mechanical might and digital intelligence is what makes the Su-57 such a marvel. It doesn't fight against physics, it cooperates with it, bending the rules without breaking them. And the Su-57's appearance at the China Airshow wasn't just a flex of Russian engineering, it was a glimpse into where air combat is heading. The Su-57 isn't designed to fly alone forever. Future variants are being developed to operate alongside unmanned drones, loyal wingmen that can scout, jam, or even strike under the Su-57's command. This evolution means the Cobra and other maneuvers won't just be for display. They'll become part of a complex ballet between manned and unmanned aircraft, where agility and awareness define survival. Russia is already testing these systems, positioning the Su-57 as the nerve center of a new generation of aerial warfare. So that Cobra maneuver was more than nostalgia for old-school air shows. It was a sign that the Russians are marrying traditional flying skills with next-level automation and AI. By the time the Su-57 concluded its performance, the audience was still buzzing. As it made its final roll and disappeared into the clouds, the cheers didn't stop. It was as if everyone collectively realized they had just witnessed something historic. In those few minutes, the Su-57 had done more than perform. It had proved a point. It showed that while stealth and digital warfare dominate modern headlines, the art of flying, the raw, visceral mastery of movement, still captures the imagination and commands respect. Cobra wasn't just a maneuver, it was a message. It said that power isn't only about who hides better, but who moves better. It reminded the world that aviation isn't just about science, it's about daring. The Su-57's breathtaking display at the China Airshow wasn't just about thrill or pride, it was about identity. Russia's identity as a nation that refuses to be grounded. It showcased the perfect blend of art, engineering, and defiance. The Cobra maneuver, once a symbol of Cold War bravado, has evolved into a demonstration of modern precision. The Su-57 didn't just revive an old legend, it reinvented it. In a time when aircraft are increasingly digital and remote, watching a jet dance with such freedom felt almost human, a reminder of what true piloting looks like. And as the echo of its engines faded across the Zhuhai sky, one thing became clear: the spirit of aviation, bold, fearless, and unapologetically dramatic, is alive and well. So if you missed it this time, don't worry, because the next time the Su-57 takes to the air, it won't just fly, it will perform. Watch and see for yourself why the world still stops to stare when Russia's Su-57 spreads its wings. Watch more incredible aviation moments like this, and don't forget to like, watch, and subscribe for more.